Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a calculator designed to handle yards, feet, and inches as actual units as well as plain old numbers. And we've come a bit away in a week here, but we've got some ways to go as well. All right, let's see. I've got it running. So where we got last week, we've got the calculator picture. Most of these keys are not active. The ones that are active, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 0, clear, equals, and sort of yard, feet, inches. Let's see what happens. So I don't know if you're used to imperial units, but a yard is 36 inches, a foot is 12 inches. So if we had 36 plus 12 is 48, plus 2 is 50. If we have 50 inches, and we ask what that is, well, it'll tell us it's 1 yard, 1 foot, 2 inches. However, if we ask for 2 yards, 1 foot, 2 inches, and we just get the 2 inches, we don't handle the rest yet. So we'll get there. But we're going to get that done today, the yard, feet, and inch, so that they're parsed on the input side. We just wrote an acceptance level test for a system level test for it, and we'll need to make that work. After we get that going, I probably want to work on at least plus. And so, well, plus and times would demonstrate some stuff. But yeah, we'll start with plus and go from there. All right. The test. Let's run that. Stop this. And just in case you're here the first time, I'll take a look at some classes while we're talking about things. So down at the bottom, we have this notion of the value, and the simplest case is just a plain old number. It also could be an error if you have done something wrong. We haven't really gone into that too much. And then also we've got this notion of units. How many inches is it? And those three, we're going to, they'll eventually have operators like plus and stuff like that to compute the values. We have a parse, kind of long, not fully functional, but eventually we'll get that there. And then we also have calculator. It really owns, well, it's sort of action routines for a calculator. So it owns the display, which is the final value. It has a clear button. It handles a digit where you pass in the string. It handles the enter, I guess equals, and this notion of a unit. So that's the stuff we've been pulling in so far. All right, let's do that failing test. Okay, so if you type 1 yard, 5 feet, 11 inches, and hit equals, well, you should get 2 yards, 2 feet, 11 inches, but all you get is 11 inches. We don't parse yards and feet. We just ignore them. Okay, let's see. So parsing is done in value. All right, and I'm going to, well, we take the input, we split up so that we know the numbers and the units. So if it's just a number, this list will have one entry. If it's numbers and units, there'll be a corresponding number and a corresponding unit. So you're just deciding A through Z, which is the, inch, yard, feet, or digits. Okay. If there's no numbers at all, then, and you parse it, then you get an error. If the numbers list is totally empty, you get an error. I guess the nil is an error in parsing things. And if you have more than one number and not the same number of units, so let's say you said 3 feet 2. Well, we don't know. It's not like 5 foot 2 eyes of blue. We don't assume it's inches. Okay, we just kind of don't know. All right, and then finally, well, not quite finally, if the number is 1 and the units is 0, then you have a plain old number. So there's nothing erroneous about that. And then finally, you must have more than one number and more than one unit, and they all match. And we go through, we zip them together so the two lists kind of pair up. and we get the number and the unit. And if unit is inch, then we add the inches to it. And if it's anything else, we ignore it. Okay. All right. So, well, let's push it in, and then we'll do some cleanup and maybe some other testing on it. All right. Well, I mean, I think I can pretty much put these cases in like this. Okay. Let possible number is number, inches equals whatever that number is times, and then I think we have a constant somewhere. Huh, where did we keep that constant? Is it on the... Here. Whether that's the right place or not. Let's use it there. I'm trying to is this the more primitive thing? Yeah, I can make a case for moving that over, and we probably will. But inches per yard. Okay, so if you say 3 yards, we want to multiply it by 36 and get 108 inches. We're actually keeping everything in inches, all right? And then finally, well, I guess these can be, we'll clean up. All right, feet is very similar. You got a possible number, and you take the double value. Well, it's not inches, it's double value times imperial formatter dot inches per foot. Okay, I think that should make everything pass. Yeah, they maybe should be separate. I don't know. All right, let's check this in. Support yards, well, yard and feet for input. Okay. And I'd kind of like to map it. All right, let's, Well, they do and they don't. I mean, they're the true constants, even if you're not formatting it, right? I mean, here we are computing the values without even doing any output, and they are relevant. So I don't think they belong there. It's almost like, well, maybe the separate class would be better, like imperial units or something. That might give it to us. Also, I think, well, let me work on this a little. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Else. Okay, shouldn't matter. All right. No, should run first. All right. Well, I guess it's else if. Kind of a lousy message. All right. Right, because like, let me try it that way. Let me make an imperial units and then make it smart enough to deal with it. Okay. Well, actually, I think what I'd like is a dictionary that I could just look up this times the lookup of the unit. So I think, I don't want to say things. we're clearly not going to switch to a furlongs, per rod or whatever kind of thing, but just kind of stretching it that way. Would they know? I don't know. Okay, let me pull that out. Okay, let's. I think if I put it in I think enum is where they actually want you to put constants these days. Units. Let's see who complains. Really? Why aren't you complaining? I assume he should. All right. Who else? Okay. And then let's pull this into a function. And it doesn't like. We'll add that one. No, I don't think that's going to build. Let's see if it does. Thank you. Golly. Oh, it's all right. Okay. Okay, and then I want to provide a function to inches ratio 4. Okay, and I'm trying to extract this code. Guess we'll call it unit. Okay, unit. Golly. Okay. And now I believe this should be inches plus equals imperial units dot ratio for unit, and that code's extracted. I guess that's what we're really after. Inches plus equals that. Okay. Type annotation missing in pattern. Oh, I guess all this is going away. Okay, I cannot find possible number. Well, I guess it's really number that. Okay. I think I'm there. Kind of sloppy, but okay. We did copy that in. Unfortunately, I trimmed it out in there. All right. So that should be fine, but we have a table for this. So we're going to return ratios subunit else 1.0. That's kind of a can't happen thing. All right. That should still work. Good. Okay. And let's just run that. I mean, the test is pretty close to the front end, so I don't really anticipate a problem, but we deserve to see it. All right, so 50 inches equals 1 yard, 1 foot, 2 inches, and 1 yard, 2 feet, 2 inches should be equal to 1 yard, 2 feet, 2 inches. Okay. All right. Now, this multiplication, it might have made sense to pass the double value in as well and let it do the multiplying. Let's do that. So I'm going to add unit and number, or number and unit. Okay, let's pull this class out first. I think it's big enough already. And this is definitely domain. imperial units. Think we need that stuff. Extract imperial units to a file. And then I'm going to call this as inches. And pass in that second value will be a double value. And then we're going to return number times the ratio. Just to make sure that's good. Okay. And here we'll pass in number. Okay. Feel better about that. All right. So make imperial units do the conversion to inches. All right. Still a little long, but it's mostly error checking on the front of it. I can simplify it slightly. And these are really guard clauses. Let's make them that. Guard number else. And then, I don't know, Swift, a lot of Swift style doesn't really like doing this, but I still find it a lot easier. One line. When it's just a simple return, I kind of prefer that. Now, when it has to take 2 lines, okay. This else we don't need. Okay, a little flatter. Whoops. A little too flat. Okay. If numbers equals 1. Okay, now we're at the error places. We're just simple number or that. Yeah, I think that's better. All right. Did I run the tests? No. Oh, thank you. Well, you can't actually. The way we are now, whoops, I've screwed up a bunch of things. 0, 0 equals error. Let's go back here. Okay, let me revert that. Oh, shoot. It's the opposite of reverting. Okay. Because the only way to get an equals, there's no way to get a space in there because we only have keys for it. I think we should allow spaces. They're a little awkward to read when they're first formatted, but we can't get them, so they don't have a problem. Okay, so let's see, guard this, else return error. Oh no, I'm doing it backwards. It's not a guard. I'd have to say the opposite, which, I don't know, sounds awkward. I will put these on one line though. Oh yeah, we can't, we format them with spaces, but we don't have a way to input them with spaces. So you're never copying from the display to the input stream, so it doesn't really affect it. But like I said, I think we should put the spaces in and then peel them off when we're done, or when we're parsing them. Okay. All right. I think now that I'm not flipping my logic backwards. Yeah. I mean, we definitely could remove the space. Gosh. Okay. And yeah, I don't think that'll hurt anything. Okay. Simplify conditionals in value parsing. I think it would only be good. Okay. Let's go to our to-do. So parse yard feet inches. We've done at least the basics of that. Oh, this is an interesting one. Feet 3 inches 2. I don't really care what order you do it. Feet 3 inches. Oh. What just happened? 2 equals should fail. Feet 3. Huh. How about inches 2? Okay, so that is not true. I won't allow it, but it's not the most important thing to me. Yards, 3 yards, feet 2 inches. Okay, yeah, so these are the cases I'm worried about now. I'd like to be able to input them by the units first, so you could type it either way. I'd like to add those spaces and then peel them back out on parse. And I'd like to override like this. If you do yards, feet, I want it to think it's 3 feet 2 inches. Okay. Or error. I don't know if we'll get an error now or not. 3 yards, feet 2 inches. I believe that's going to fail. We'll get a 1. It'll just fall out funny. Well, the parser doesn't. The way we did it, and I don't know, I kind of had this in mind, but didn't really emphasize it. We're splitting out those two lists, the list of units, the list of numbers, but because they've been separated at this point, we just know the first number, the second number, the third number, and the first unit, the second unit, the third unit. So they get zipped together regardless of which one led. So I think the mechanism is kind of in there, but clearly it's not working yet the way I'd like it to. Okay, so I think these 3 things are they're things we should do before too long. Okay. However, I'm going to argue I want to do other stuff. All right, error handling. We just have .error and everything just says error. I think you could probably give a 1-line message that was helpful in a couple of these situations. I have this notion of result type. We don't even have a button for it yet. We got these errors, and this is. Yeah, I guess I already said that. Error handling with a string. All right, but also I'd like to get some operators going. So I think what we have now is, yeah, it looks like 1. So it tries to parse yard feet and says, I don't know that. I only know yards or feet or inches. What I would ideally like to happen is, and this may apply on the operators too, but if you type yard and then feet, I would actually like it to delete the yard and put foot in place, as if you had hit the delete key, which also doesn't do anything yet. But so I want the input editing a little smarter on that, which I think will be okay, but I'm not quite sure yet. All right, but I think we've got mechanisms that are kind of close to helpful, and it won't be too bad once we get into it. But I think what I want to do, and this is kind of compromising between, well, at this point, you can do things right and they work. If you do things wrong, they don't work. And hopefully, well, sometimes you get an error and sometimes they just don't work. All right, which isn't a good situation really. But also, I would like to get addition working, because it's sort of, I mean, right now it's a yards, feet, inches to inches converter, or sorry, it's a yard, feet, inches to yard, feet, inches converter. If everything's under 36 inches, it'll convert to straight inches. And if you give like 20 feet, well, 21 feet, it'll know that's 7 yards and say that. All right. It's something. I mean, I could see that being a little useful for somebody. They buy fabric in yards usually. And so you buy, 2 yards of fabric and you want to know how many inches do I have? Okay. Well, because you're usually like measuring the length of a skirt or something. But the core of it is really supposed to be able to be doing addition and stuff like that. So I want to push into that. I don't want to push far. I think what I want to do is get plus working the way I think it should. Well, no, maybe I should just get these operators working, but get them working at least somewhat. And then go back and really kind of polish in this yard, feet, inches stuff a bit more. Just to kind of push it over the edge of being more useful, even in a kind of primitive version we have here. I mean, really, I should kind of gray out the keys we don't even support yet. Maybe that'd be a good thing too, but I'm not handing this to anybody till we got most of it working, so it's okay. But me remembering it isn't the best. Yeah, I think getting them working will be... The rest will be easy. So probably I could get all 4 of the operators working, and then come back in and do some of the other stuff with it. All right, now the next thing is, and I actually put this in here. There are different ways to evaluate these expressions, but the way I'm thinking of doing it is using 2 stacks. And if you had, well, basically this is sort of a way to convert infix notation, the normal, operators in the middle stuff, to kind of what do you want for postfix. And postfix lets you evaluate on the stack and so on. So it's kind of postfix. Well, they're all tied together, I guess. All right, but what I'm going to say is, if you're parsing this thing, 4 feet plus 12 inches times 2, we'd like times to have the higher precedence as usual. So you parse 4 feet and you push that in the stack first. Then you'll see the plus, and well, it's a question in my mind of when do you push or not. But at some point you'll put either then, or when you see the 12, you'll push the plus, and then you see 12 inches, you're going to push that value. So values always just kind of go right to the stack, and I think there's a Dijkstra algorithm for this, or it's like the rail yard shunt algorithm, and you can think of where do things go, and what happens is operands almost always just go directly to the stack, and then operators, we have to decide as we push them in, like, should I evaluate them or should I just push myself on top? And since we're doing plus And then times has the higher precedence, so it should go on top. It's the first thing to be done. All right, and then when they put 2, and then when we hit equals, we're gonna go through the evaluation process. And I drew that one out a little bit more. So the left one, we start with 2. 2. The stack is 48 inches on the bottom, then 12 inches, then 2, and times plus. Okay, if we parse that expression, and then to evaluate it, it really is you're gonna pop an operator, apply it. Pop an operator, pop as many operands as it takes, which is 2 for binary operators, and then apply it and push the result back on the stack. So we'll pop star. 2 times 12 inches is 24 inches. We'll push 24 inches on the stack and leave star popped off. Then we still have something on the stack, on the operator stack. That's a plus. Pop off 24 inches, pop off 48 inches, add them, you get 72 inches, and push that value on the stack. And now the operators are empty, and there should only be one value on the stack, and it's the result. And if we were displaying as inches, we'd show 72 inches. And if it was in yards, 2 yards, because 36 inches to the yard. All right. And what we have now is we just have the value. We don't have a stack. We just have the operand value, basically. So let's turn that into a stack. Is it justified? No, this is me pushing it in the direction I want it to go. Is that going to be good? Well, I think what will happen is instead of a simple value, we push the value on the stack. Equals takes the value off the stack and shows it. That pattern is still legitimate. But we are nudging things in a certain direction that we can add an operator stack and make it go. All right. Let's see. So how should I when you press equals? Yeah. So equals is definitely going to trigger all the stack stuff. It's a little, well, the thing I'm worried about is, let me go back here. When you're putting this together, like, what if I put a star at the end of it? All right. It's not a valid expression at this point. And, maybe the star is on the stack twice. And it's like, it's going to run out when it evaluates and it'll come up with an error of some sort. So, it's okay. I mean, it's this question of should I push the operator right away when I see it? I think the answer is yes. The other thing that's in my mind, though, is it may make sense to have kind of like we have a holding area for our operand, 4 foot, 12 inches or whatever. We almost need, I think I'm back to the same thing. If you type feet inches, do I want it to be inches? If you type 4 plus times 3, I want it to be 4 times 3 or error. Okay. Error is the cheap way. We'll probably get it for free. 4 times 3 takes a little work, but it might be that the most recent operator is sitting there ready to be pushed. And then the next key actually triggers the push. Maybe, I don't know, but it's possible. All right. So that is calculator. Wait, what's this? Okay, that's nothing. That's errors that should have been gone because there's no more. Okay. Calculator has the value. Okay. And let's see usages. So display takes the value and formats it with a description into a description, I guess. Maybe we can find a better word for that, but value.description. I don't know. Format? Is that what that's doing? Whoops. What is that doing? It's producing a string error. Oh, description is on value. Okay. And it knows the formatter. It's really returning. I would say format is the right word for that. Okay. And, you know, while we're here, I'm going to change this to inches, if it'll let me. Okay. I don't know what the deal is there. A little slow on the synchronization. Okay. Wow. I hope that is testing. All right, what we've done is a couple of renames. Okay. This is inch, inches and value dot description to value dot format. Okay. Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. We've kind of got one line, but you almost could show it. Yeah, yeah. That might be a nice option. Let me take a note on that. Other operators, and then show last operator in the stack. Last operator in the display. All right. Cool. All right. So value format. So it's definitely taking value here. We're setting it on clear. That's reasonable. All right. And then Swift, I'm going to rename this to operands. Should be harmless. Swift, I don't think it has an actual stack type. I think you just use array creatively. But let me double check. Yeah, I think people are creating them. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking we would do is make our own little stack object since Swift doesn't have one. But I'm willing to be lazy at first too. Let's change the type. Yeah. Let's make it array of this for a moment here. Okay, now these should break. So let's take operands dot last. Okay. That's the reset. Okay, so I'm using it as a one element array that I just happen to redo all the time. Okay, just to kind of minimally transform this object. Okay. Make operands an array on its way to being a stack. Okay. So now what we're doing, let's see, we got digit. So digit is, we had that, remember we have this thing of if there's a distinction between before and after you hit the equals. If I type 1, 2, 3, okay, and then I look at the display says 1, 2, 3, and the next character I type is a 4, it turns into 1, 2, 3, 4 as an entry. But if I hit equals, 1, 2, 3 equals, and then I hit 4, well, the 1, 2, 3 is going to go away, all right, and just be the 4 because we're starting over with a new buffer basically. That's this pending, which may not be the right word there either, but okay. And so the digit, it's that's where this already entering new number thing comes in, and that also gets affected by entering. So entering changes that state. All right. And then what encode pending value? I'm going to switch this guard clause to the other kind. Take the not off. Okay, pending is empty, return, operand equals value up, parse pending, and reset. Okay, so we're switching logic here. Okay. Guard clause being a generic. Okay. Now, the problem I have is, well, actually the reason I put encode pending value, it's separate. I mean, I could have put it in here and enter. I don't know, maybe I'm peeking ahead, but I think all our operators have the same boat. If you're in the middle of typing 1, 2, 3 and you hit plus, well, now that 1, 2, 3 is a legitimate value that should be saved. So it's also going to do encode pending value and do its thing. All right, so let's start in on a test. Okay, so let's just do digit plus digit. That's a pretty simple one. Okay, if we do 3, and then this is going to be our plus, and I don't know how we best represent those, but let's say operator, maybe op is traditional compiler talk, I guess, but you have ops and operands. Okay, 3 plus 6 equals, we want that to be 9, if I've done my math correctly. All right, and we don't have an op. See if I can do that. Okay. This should clearly fail if it builds. Okay, and we should get some other number, 3, 6. Okay, yeah, so right now it's a no op, so it looks like we type 3, 6 equals, which should be 36. All right. Now, I don't know if it's the best thing or not, but I think what I'm going to say we got to do is encode pending value. Every operator should do that. All right. And then I think in code pending value, it right now it makes it the stack. We would like it to push things on the stack. Okay, but at any rate, I'm going to say we put our operator on, we want to keep track of that somewhere. Okay. And so we'll make operators. I'm going to say array of strings right now. It may not be the best. Okay. So encode pending value, and then we're going to push operators dot append. That's our push. Op. Okay. That's the one side of it. All right. Now, this, we're going to append the operator, not take it out. I don't know, maybe messing something up, but let's append whatever value we have. Okay, so I expect that 6 plus 3, 6 will encode and push that on the stack. 3 will encode, I'm sorry, the plus goes on its stack. 3 will encode when you hit the equals. So we should have 2 values on the stack and 1 operator. And now equals has to do more work. All right, so I'm going to take the simplest case here. Okay, and I think well, okay, the simplest case is if or while operands is empty, not that. We're going to do something, okay? And we need to do some pushing and popping and get the stuff, okay? Yeah, that's an ambiguous thing, isn't it? Well, yeah, that first 0 is just kind of sitting there. Hey, maybe should be outside. All right, I think we'll come back to that, but that's a real good point. Okay, let's move this up to what we're looking at. Oh, I haven't turned on my. Okay, let me turn that on. Okay, and other operators. This question. And then how are we handling the initial 0? Okay, and I think you're right. It probably should not be on the stack. It probably should just be the default display value. Okay, but what I'm saying will happen is encode pending. Wait a minute. The display, where's display? Operands. Operands.last. Okay. Yeah, so if we got stuff on the stack, that means there's work to do. So let top equal operands.last. And let b equals sorry, this is operators. B equals operands dot Can I remove that? Okay. Returns the value. Okay. And then A equals operands dot remove last. And then operands dot append A plus B. Okay, I'm kind of yeah, that's a problem. We have to deal with that. We'll put it like this for now. Yeah. All right. And then let's go to value. All right. Format, I guess. Plus. Other. Value. Returns value. And let's return error. And run. All right. Well, all right. I got to take a quick break. We'll come back and deal with this. Okay. Sorry for the quick run there, but I'm back. And this thing, I think we just need to say error to make this test fail properly. Nope. Calculator has no initializers. Oh, I need to give this something. Okay. It's November plus. We're working on that. Okay. Yes. Okay, fine. Yeah. All right, let's try that again. Let's see. I need to make sure a value after the last operand. Yeah, so that second pop. Unexpectedly found nil. So, oh. Because I made the same mistake in both places. Well, operators are not empty. Okay. Yeah. Oh. You can't remove last element from an empty collection. Oh, and I've messed this up too. Let's do operators dot remove last. Okay. All this error. Okay, good. Now value should handle plus. And I think I'll put this in extension 2 just to keep that part a little simpler. Actually, I'll probably make operators at some point. All right, so let's do switch self. And then there's 3 cases. Error. Well, we're always going to return error if you're trying to do an error with anything. Number. Let value. We're going to do something. And then case inches. Let value. Okay. And I'm going to leave this error for now. Let's just start with the simple math. Return error. Okay. But if we have a number, and then let's look at the other. we basically have the two cases. All right. So the same cases again. If we're good, but the other one's an error, error plus error is error. All right. Case number. Let value 2. Yeah, let's call this B. A. Okay. Here's the heart of it, and then case inches let B. And we'll return error. Format this a little more nicely. Okay. Yep. All right. So errors return errors. Always. Number plus number should be legitimate, and then inches. Error. Sorry. We don't handle inches yet. We're just going to handle numbers for now. All right. And if you got A and B, then we're going to return number A plus B. Okay. And this is where we'll get things, we have opportunities. A dot double value. Okay. All right. So plus is number plus number should be number. I guess we'll just make this an NS number. Okay. Inches, oops, dot inches. Dot number takes an NS number. NS number? Oh, I say double value or something. Oh, just value. Okay. Okay. Let's just simplify that. Okay, that passed. All right, so 8, 7, 6. Oh, we're not liking that. All right, well, we don't have our end-to-end button stuff yet. That's why. So I guess we'll go back out to our top level tests. Okay. Let's just test simple number addition. One plus 5 equals, and I'm getting a little tired of this key blah 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 stuff. Right, so 1 plus 5 equals should be 6. 6. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, operators should start a new number input. I think our operators do, but we don't have plus hooked up yet, is the problem. Because they call encode pending value, so they should move it over to the operand stack. Anyway, this test should fail. Well, Ideally it would pass, but I'm pretty sure it's going to fail. Did I? Can I just 1 plus 5? Yeah, that might be a good thing to do. I don't think there's a lot of ambiguity. I mean, we do have some operators that are a little long, but I think that would be fine. All right, 15 is not equal to 6, right? Because it's as if this didn't happen. All right, so let's go to Keypad. Key plus should be op. Calculator. All right, let's try again. Okay, good. And a run. 1, 1, 1 plus 2, 2, 3 should be 3, 3, 5, 4. 1 plus 3. Okay. Yeah. I mean, hey, we got a calculator that does pluses now. I think. Let me look for that algorithm. I mean, the other thing we can do is, like right now we're saying equals is going to evaluate everything, but it doesn't have to be that. There is work you could do work as you go. So let's see. I did a episode on this algorithm like a year or two ago. Okay. So it's basically taking infix. Yeah, here we go. We got the operator stack, input coming this way, operator stack. Yeah, so this is infix to postfix, the Schneidhard algorithm. You send operands through, and then the operators go on the stack. It's kind of related to what we're doing. We're kind of doing it in one stage. All right, let's clear 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals. Okay, well that's good. But basically it's pushing everything on the stack until the equals comes by. But that's legit. Well, it's not really. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out. So it's fine for plus because you can't tell the difference. But what it's doing is 1 plus 2 plus 3 is going to be 1, 2, 3 on the stack and plus plus. So 2 plus 3 is 5. It's got the wrong precedence and all that. So there's I don't think you can tell with plus. I think we're going to have to implement minus to see the problem. And really what it is when you go to push an operator on the stack, that's a more complicated thing. So I think we got to consolidate what we have a bit because I'm starting to leave stuff juggling around too much. All right. So let's say subtraction, and then we got to check that, what's the word for it? It's not precedence. Associativity is right. So that's A plus B plus C is A plus B plus C, and not vice versa. Yeah, and I like this thing of, improve simplify our system tests. I mean, a calculator is not a very deep system as these things go. And so these system level tests are actually not that hard. You know, they're not that hard to create. They're pretty reasonable from our point of view. You're just pressing the keys and there you go. So that's a good thing. Let's make that a higher priority. All right. And I mean, simple addition we have working, and only addition, but that's okay. It's something. All right. Well, no, you know what? I want to finish out addition, the actual addition operation. Okay. We handle 3 plus 6, but we don't handle 3 inches plus 9 inches is error. Okay. I'd like to handle that. And yeah, let's, I think we're going to make things easier for ourselves if we start with this error handling. Okay. How about addition, with inches or units? Okay. And then error handling on display side, give error string. I'm thinking that might be a helpful thing. Okay. I think that'll simplify this process, and then we can do this. Well, do this and then this, and then worry about associativity. Okay. Yeah, that's a good path, I think. All right. And then, I mean, we're often kind of defining these paths. I'll just give people a default error string. Yeah, addition and subtraction require units, multiplication and division. Well, number times number is fine, number times unit or unit times number. Unit times unit, I got to decide. Somebody asked me that this morning or last night, I guess. I mentioned I was doing the Twitch this week, and they asked about, are you going to handle square yards and cubic yards and all that stuff? And I don't know. I think not. But we'll deal with it. I mean, again, this is kind of my target audience is probably not measuring square yards of fabric, and they're definitely not measuring cubic yards of fabric. Mostly they're trying to get, like number of pleats in a skirt. If each pleat is 6 inches, how many inches do you need to do 10 pleats or whatever? Or things, maybe a quilt maker is saying, I've got a 6-inch border on each side, a 6-inch border on each side plus a 4-inch border on each side. I want the finished quilt to be 32 inches across. How big's my inside thing? All right. So plus, I think we'll leave this one just being error. I'll tend to fill them in as error unless we really know what's going on. Well, if that thing's an error, let's return it. Return other. Okay. Actually, in this one, right? If it's already an error, let's return self. Okay. Inches. So this is number and inches. Okay, this is one we're already. Okay, let's say that for now. I think I want to fix that case. Okay. Number inches plus inches. This one is really a TBD. Okay. Right. So let's deal with this case. Let's do 3 plus 5 inches. Okay. And I think that's a calculator test would work. 3 plus 6 unit inches equals, well, I'd like to say error mixing inches and numbers. Okay, and this is digit plus inches. Okay. That test is going to fail. Well, oh, I didn't finish this. Okay. If numbers contains nil, I'll say format error. Numbers is empty. It's like no value. No value found. Some of these are kind of like, I don't know if they really can happen. Numbers and units must match or didn't match. Don't match. Okay. I think that's the ones. String has no value format. Where are we? Value.error.format. Well, oh, I think this is just value.error. Oh, we got to give it a particular string. If we format an error with a message, it should print the message. Okay. Oh, it's probably getting a better message. Right. Format error. This is actually overflow. And then value. This overflow or underflow is really what it is. Well, let's use real people words, right? Number too big or too small. Three inch 6 equals numbers and units don't match. That is what we want to say. All right. Okay, so this one, error mixing in values and numbers, and we got the question marks, I hope. Yes. All right, let's plus. Okay, so that is make errors include a message and check report error when adding number plus inches. Okay, and then I guess we want the corresponding one. Well, number plus is error. All right, 3 inches plus 6 equals, that should be the same error. This is inches plus number. And I'll probably change this to number as well, get the right terminology there. And this is number plus number. All right, this test is going to fail. We don't handle inches plus anything right now. Okay, so let's do the corresponding case here. All right, if it's error, all right, so number, well, we're inches plus number, so this one should be our error. All right, and that doesn't need a value. And that's going to be just like this one, but inches. Well, let's make it return that. I guess I'm jumping the tests a little bit. Okay, this is the case we're focused on. A was never used. We'll use it in a moment. B was never used. Okay. All right. Inches plus number is error. All right, and then the final one for this group. Inches plus inches is inches. 3 inches plus 6 inches equals 9 inches. Well, let's make it bigger. How about 9 plus 6 is 15, 1 foot, 3 inches. And this test will fail. Error mixing inches and numbers. Yep. Okay. And that's up here. Whoops, up here. All right. So this case, return, well, let's return inches. And I'm okay with the same message in either case. Number A value plus B value, yeah. Is that the only complaint? Okay. Top, yeah. Okay, handle inches plus inches. Okay. So. Let's do 63 feet, 52 inches plus 5 yards to 1 inch equals. Okay. Yeah. That's getting there. All right, now. All right, so error handling on the display side, yes. Addition with units, yes. Although it's not visible to us, but we do know that we're in trouble as far as associativity. Simplifier system tests. Okay, yeah, this is coming back to your comment about, let's break up a string instead of suffering through all this madness. All right, content tests. Okay. So I think what we can say is, well, those are okay. It's this enter stuff. Yeah. Can you ever legitimately have yard then feet or plus then star? I don't think so. So we're only going to handle the good cases. Yeah, I mean, then they're not really the same as. Maybe that's okay. Maybe that is okay. We won't have it handle M plus MC and all that stuff. But we can deal with it maybe. All right. Yeah. So what we're going to do is string. Well, let's call it tap all. Maybe just tap. Input of string. Excuse me. We need the sut. I think. Okay. And then see the type of that. Please don't be error because I haven't typed anything yet. String.element. I don't know if I can I switch on those? Oops. Well, I guess I could break. Cannot call value of non-function element string, aka character. Oh, let's see, keys being okay, I think I can do this. 9. String of key name dot tab. Okay. And then, so we're saying YFI equals, I guess that should be okay. Okay, so. And then otherwise, I think I can just treat that like this. Oh, they're all keys, right? Yeah. Okay, that should build. Right. Okay, and now we're going to call tap. Yeah, I guess I really don't, do I? Okay. Let me add one little helper here. That's a space. We're just not going to do anything on spaces. 1 yard, 5 feet, 11 inches equals. Okay. That one doesn't bother me. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we've already imported EG test. We're already using it. Let's add this in too. So I'll just steal this. Now, I don't remember EG. Does that... I do have message. Okay, good. Let's call this test key test, not key action, calculations. After this stuff, I need another brace. Okay. And then my EG, this is my input. My expected. Yes. It is message. Oh, I don't have to have the name. Good. All right. Even better. State other. Okay. And this is all right. One yard, 5 feet, 11 inches equals that. Equals 5 equals. Okay. Yeah, I'm confident we can add stuff a lot more simply now. I wonder if I could just, I mean, D, T, and N, the second letters, I could just ignore them. I don't know what I'm going to do for N plus, though. Maybe I'll just deal with those at that point. Yeah, that's far better. I mean, you could spit out tests like that all day if you needed to. Now, I think in reality, okay, let's check these in. Simplify system tests with a helper method. Yeah, I mean, I could force you to put spaces around words and then just take them like that. I don't know. We'll see. It's another day. But I would like to put the name in there completely, but it's okay. We'll survive. All right, that's a good one. I mean, I think these things where we're simplifying test writing really are worth the time because every future test benefits and every test we write the old way is that much longer. Okay. Subtraction, other operators, last operator. How are we handling this? Yeah, I wonder if this, so if you said 3 plus and it shows 3 plus and then 17 equals, yeah, I didn't have to do that. I could just ignore them in the break. Maybe that would be worth it. Sorry, tests. Let's try it. D T N break. And then I'm going to add one of my rare comments. Second letter of unit. Okay. And now this can be yard, foot, or you can do it the old way. That's fine too. But I think as we grow up to handle these other things, we may care more. Okay. Ignore second character of unit for now. Okay. And I think I'm being a little lazy, but when we do M plus, we're going to have to change the way we do it because it's an M followed by something. So you have to probably do one of these where you zip something with itself or something like that to make it go. All right. Now that I have an idea for this, and I might want to try that. Let's see, where's to do? All right, show is simplified system tests. Okay, I guess I did that. All right, subtraction, other operators, show last operator. That might be nice. It's more of a nice to have, but it is a nice to have. Okay. It will change some of our results, but that's okay. And then, I'm sorry, this content view test, I did want to try and fix this. I know I have it on the to-do somewhere. Update EG test to take new check. No. Track down purple errors. Let's see if there's an easy way to fix this, and if there is, we'll take it. All right. So I think the problem is this calculator is the issue. Now we don't need it. It's only being used in the view, so I don't think it's going to affect us there. So what I want to do is make this owned by the view instead of by the parent of the view or the caller of the view. All right, so content view, let's go here. I want to make this a state object as well. And then this is not being passed in. This is calculator, I think. Yeah, just calculator. All right, and well, I can assign that here, I guess. It's not being used. Or it's only created once. Okay. Keypad is funny because it depends on the calculator. I think that's its rate. Okay. Now, where's the app? He no longer needs to create this or pass it in. Okay. And then there's a few other places that are going to break. Okay. Content view does not get it anymore. And these, we're saying don't create one. What the view created. Now, unfortunately, this test is, the purple ones are flaky. So I don't know, we'll run it a few times and hope it works. But creating the state there should be fine. Go. View wrapped, keypad auto closure. Keypad used before being initialized. Well, maybe I do have to do it that way. Self.calculator equals. It's weird. Oh, state object. It's unfortunate I have to do things this way now. Escaping auto closure. Yeah, let's try that. No. I mean, we have to use it. We're passing it in when we build those keys. And that's the init. Wow, there's no contents to speak of. I mean, it's just the field. I think it would. Okay, who uses Keypad? Let's find them. Actually, it's contents that we care about. I mean, I could pass it to contents. Oh, no, that wouldn't be great either, would it? I mean, all we're doing is running through them. That's not all we're doing, right? Because we press. So we got key dot name. Sorry, key is coming from each row. It's basically coming from that list of keys. Contents is a thing. Do we have the calculator? We do. And can we pass that in at runtime? Can we pass the keypad to the calculator? Well, passing either one at setup time is what's the problem. You know, the ideal would be I just say equals calculator equals keypad, and then maybe at runtime I ask when I press it, key.name, like I could give it the calculator at that point. Let's see what the name is. That's like I never want to keep this same one open on both sides. I mean, it's so rare. Okay, it would be a good guess to think you don't. Put it that way. All right, where's calculator? Yeah, so, I mean, key.name is pulling this. And then the key dot, what's the other field called? Action. Yeah, where's action on the content view? Key dot name. Oh, press does that. All right. So if press were given the calculator, I don't want to get too buried. Okay. And see, I think you can defer it here. It looks weird. But I think that will work. Except the type of the key is going to be funny. Void goes to nothing. Let's see what it says the type is. Cannot be used on calculator. This type. Okay. I don't know, the type of calculator.clear, it's like, okay, I want to say his type is not string to void, it's calculator TOR to string to void. And then I think it's really to string to void. Although I don't think it matters to say that. Now, is that? Can I convert string to of? Okay, so function returning a function kind of thing. Now self.action. Right. Okay, let me push down this thing and see if it'll work. I think I can leave those parentheses off, I hope. Yeah, that seems okay. Now is this? Okay. Does that stop complaining? All right. I think this is okay. I don't know. I saw some article at some point while I was looking for a way past this, and it did say that it automatically creates the closure of the method that takes itself. It's a static. It's sort of like an automatically declared static method that takes the object and then produces the actual method that you want. It's a little weird. Oops, that's one too many. And this, I think, is closer to what we'd like to say. So, I mean, it's better on that side. And if it helps our initialization, that would be cool. Okay, I think that's going to build. Now we got to find who's calling. Key is the content view. All right, so key.press needs the calculator. Okay, let's see if that'll build. Something's not happy. Defer. Oh, yeah, now this goes back to this equals calculator. And this one is just equals, which it's never been that. Equals keypad, and this goes away, which is good. And I think that means this goes away. Yeah. Button key dot name. That's key. Each row is not a key. Keypad contents is array of key. Why is that coming up int? And key.press. Okay, so this keypad contents is an array of key. So each row is an array of key. For each row, how about being a key? Why is that not the same? Keypad equals keypad, that's a problem. Oh, okay, so keypad no longer needs the calculator. Okay. Let's try that. Ah. Cannot convert value of, whoop. Key, oh, a test that fails. Yes, key of X with helper. Key, since it takes a function. Yeah, so this thing, this function should be, I think it should be key test.helper. And then press needs a calculator. Can't convert view key test to string to nothing to. Okay, let's see. Calculator string to void. Maybe I should leave these parens off. I lost my calculator to string to void equals. I know you're not happy there. But then press needs a calculator. Right? I think that's what we decided. Press needs a calculator. Okay. But this can't convert. Why is that different? No? Yes, I agree it's redundant, but where's my helpers calculator.clear? public function clear takes a string. I mean, that looks the same. Do I need to change key? It takes a function to a string to void now. Key test.helper. And the message is a little weird. Oh, key tests. It only takes calculators. Oh. Okay, well, we can do that. Extension calculator for testing purposes. Let's give it this stuff. That's probably not going to work. Can't add fields. Let's make this static var. String equals string. Key test says no member helper. Okay, this is calculator. Okay. Helper is public. Oh. Sure. Key tests dot. I don't want him private. Can I say file private? Okay, now we're up to failing tests here. Test, check digit key press. Let's see if that maybe is missing a key set. Zero is not equal to 1. Well, 0 is not equal to 4. Okay. Check digit key press input. If I hit 0, I expect a 0. Let's see. 0. Everything's coming up 0. Okay. Where's check key press? Okay. Get your system. You get a key. Set key name. Display of set. That doesn't seem good. Set inspect find view type text.self. Well, wait a minute. These buttons. Oh, that's display. Okay. Key set inspect find button with the name. Okay, that seems okay. Is sut the right way to go? Okay, this is the view inspector stuff. Sut inspect, find something of type text. And then find a button with name. You would think this is the thing that's failing. Check digits, key press. Content view. Press the key. Display should equal that. All right, let's run it. Need to pass in some calculator somewhere. Yeah. Right. Key tap. I mean, these are all doing taps on the key with that name. Yeah, I don't know where either. I mean, the content view should know it. I'm asking the content view to do its equivalent action on that button. So pressing the button on the content view, it should call press with calculator. I mean, that's got the calculator that's created up here. Now, this may be... Well, maybe that's what we're getting. I don't know. The tests were working even though we got some occasional complaints like this. But I think what it's saying is it's going to create a new instance of our display. State object's object without being installed on a view. See, I think View Inspector's trying to get by without actually... It's not using Swift UI view system. I think it's kind of inspecting the class and stuff like that. And so there maybe is no calculator. I don't know. But I think what's happening is the display is showing up 0 every time because it's creating a new one on there. All right, I'm going to say that was a failed attempt and back it out. I don't think what we did there matters. All right, can I just revert here? No. Okay, so I'm giving up on this approach for now. I felt like it was close to something, but I can't tell. I mean, at least it was passing before. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know this state object thing. Maybe the keypad was the thing that was complaining about. And if you were to pass that in, it would be just fine. I don't know. But that's an idea. We tried, well, okay, let's call it what it is. We tried but failed to eliminate purple errors. We made keypad press pass the calculator instead of doing it in the init. This time, okay, let's try that next time. but I'm not doing it today. 15 minutes. What are we going to do? Well, I can show subtraction is wrong. And maybe that's okay. So the problem is, well, let's do that. Let's close this. All right. Make double sure everything's still back to normal. Yeah, I think partly it's just I don't want to even have to have the calculator for those key presses, but like somebody's got to know the calculator, right? I mean that they're going to operate on it. It seems right to me that they would have functions on the calculator that they're calling, so that part seems okay. All right, okay, so let's go to, well, okay, it's calculators dealing with the okay, let's do it this way. Let's get value. That's true too. Yeah, we're not ready for subtraction, are we? Is there a way to prove it's wrong with plus? I don't think so. I mean, I can put the behavior in. Right. Okay. So let's see. Display negative numbers. That would be a thing. Well, no, I don't need to display them. I can put that off. Not that it's going to last forever, but if I do 3 minus 2, it's always positive, so that's okay. 3 minus 2 minus 1 should be 0, not 2. All right, so let's try a calculator. No, let's do value. See, I don't like plus was too much work, and I feel like the only two lines that are of interest are these two. But, well, it's not really, because times inches and inches is legit. Inches. Sorry, inches times number is legit, but number inches is not. Inches by inches, unless we handle squares. Okay. Minus. Okay, let's put value tests in for minus. Probably plus should be tested over there too, but test value. How about number minus number? Yeah, unfortunately, multiplication doesn't demonstrate the problem either. 3. Let's see, 2 times 3 plus 4. Oh, maybe it would. Maybe it would. Well, it demonstrates half the problem. 2 plus 3 times 4 should multiply first and then add. 2 times 3 plus 4 should multiply and then add. Yeah, I can combine multiplying and plus. Yeah, let's do number. We'll try times. The problem is if they're the same operator, 3 times 4 times 5, it should calculate 3 times 4 and then times 5, and we're not doing that. So mixing numbers with this definitely shows precedence. I'm gonna do minus first. I want to get one. There's precedence and associativity. I think associativity would be good to get done first. All right. So this assert equals value dot number of 4 dot minus value dot number dot 2 dot as inch 2 dot what format. I don't even care. Dot let's just do that. Should be equal to I think it's going to be number there's 3. I'm going to make this a 5. What? It didn't run. It shouldn't even compile. Oh. I lost that somewhere. All right. What's the matter? One shy. Okay. 5 minus value number 2. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted. We have no minus. Okay. All right. This is where I'd like to well, I can be plus negate of other. And define negate. Return dot number of ns number value minus value. Case inches. Okay. Yeah, it feels like a shortcut in some ways. Let's return self. Really? Value dot double. All right, but I keep shortcutting things. Okay, this test should build and fail. Considering how many tries it took me to get it to build. Okay. Yes. Right. Question marks. Okay. That's good. Okay. Yeah, you're picky about all this stuff. Okay. Should pass. All right. And then let's do inches minus inches. Okay. Inches 5, inches 2 should be inches 3. Right? Inches 7. Okay, because our negate did nothing, right? Okay, so this should be dot inches of goodness. Oh, kind of the same thing. Okay, so those things do their thing. Then if we go to our content test, let's make one for minus. 5 minus 1 equals, expect 4, number subtraction. All right, this test should fail. Okay. 51, he didn't do any subtraction because our keypad doesn't have it. Key minus should be and that thing doesn't know it either. All right, still fails. Okay, good. Make sure it failed correctly. Six. It added instead of subtracted. Okay. Key. Okay. Now this has got to be we're gonna have to work on this. Switch top case plus. We'll do that. Case minus. Okay, we've already removed it. And then default break. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't like that either. Good catch. It's value tests. Okay. I think my problem is format. I think we're relying on the imperial formatter for things, right? Oh. All right, we got a minute. Let's fix it. Okay. Let's do this. dot format field formatter dot inches. And it should be 3. Okay, yeah, you're definitely right on that. Too many. It's a question to me why. Maybe it's just a few tests that are going to care that they don't have a formatter handy. But that's okay. I could create a constant for it up here maybe if it really got annoying. All right. I'm going to take a few seconds and write this last test that I think is going to fail because I think that's where we'll pick up next time. All right. So the one that's going to fail, 5 minus 3 minus 2, well, theoretically that should be 0. This is associativity of minus. All right, I think that's going to give me 4 because it's working its way off the whole stack instead of doing it as it goes. Okay. All right. So at least I've got some picture in my mind that's a little right. Okay, we'll pick up there tomorrow. We'll deal with associativity. We'll probably get to precedence and handling the multiplication. And I expect we might be able to get division done too. We're bullying through a lot of error situations that I'm ignoring. And at some point we should do those too. So I don't know. I'm piling up too many possible errors. Makes me a little nervous. But I think we can get multiplication and division and check that precedence is right. Okay. So tomorrow, 2 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time or 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC. Thanks again, Mudshark666, and I hope to see you and the others tomorrow or some other time. Take care. Bye-bye.